Well, good afternoon, it's me again. Now today's video, you've seen part one with Peter giving a description of what they do in this yard and the trains and one thing and another. Now this video is all about the lift. Now I hope you enjoy this video and think about subscribing to the channel, and if you haven't already, hit that like button for me. I do appreciate it, and shall we get on with the lift? Cheers for now.
Alright, the crane driver and the crew need to know exactly where we are, hence the fact that we've got these on. Alright, so please make yourself visible. Alright, don't try and, if the crane is moving, stay still. I don't really want to see any movement taking place underneath the crane while it's moving. No. And especially once we start to lift, then we're going to be at least to this area here, yeah, to allow the boiler to be lifted over the coaches as it's being swung round. Alright, please be mindful of all the trip hazards which we have here, which is obviously raised rail lines. So when you're walking around, please make sure that you do step over. Be very wary of the timber sleepers, because they may well be slippery, alright, and induce you to fall over. So when you're stepping over, don't put your foot on the rail, on the sleeper, put it onto the ballast and then step across the line. Okay? And to say at all times, gents, please be very aware that you must be seen. Alright? But as I say, when we start lifting, we don't go anywhere near underneath the actual lifting circle. This will be the line here, which is, we don't go any further forward than that. Okay? If you want to get any closer photographs, what we will do, we will ask permission of the crane driver so that he knows exactly where we are at any one time.
Yeah. Are you in charge today, Peter?
No.
Who's in charge?
It's just I've got the gob. You know.
No, because you've
shouts off. Yeah. No,
because you've got one single person in charge. You have too many cheats.
If you come and see me, yeah, all right, that will be fine. But really,
it's like being at work.
Yeah, if everyone can stay behind this line here, that will allow the lads to operate.
Because if you talk to one bloke that's in charge, and then if you're not sure, talk to if he's not doing anything, speak to the crane driver as well, because he might do something. It's like when you're on a depot and there's an engine running, there's someone in it. Got to drive. Can I walk front of your engine? Yeah. Because if you do, he might go off and run you over. You just don't know.
Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, I'm here on behalf of Spowage Cranes to lift this, what do we call that? Locomotive, to reposition it on the tracks on the other side. And I originally looked at this job, which means I was a technical representative on behalf of Spowage Cranes to work out what crane we needed to lift it from point A to point B.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, a job like this, you can't just turn up with a crane.
No.
It's got to be a plan.
It has to be planned, yeah.
Now, you've got a way of obviously done all the right reports,
yeah,
right paperwork's been done.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the size of the crane is important.
Yeah.
So you've got to know the size of the crane you need.
Whether it will fit.
Whether it will fit, and the jibbing in and out, and that sort of thing, and weight and
work all that out.
Now, you're going to use spreader bars on this, are you?
No,
no. We're not going to use spreader bars.
No.
It's a straight lift, is it?
We've done this before, and because of the way it is, we can cradle the load, what we call cradle, with two slings, and then with his chains there'll be no issues with the slings coming in. That's why we don't need a spreader on this in this particular situation.
It's a safer. When you take the spreader bar out of it, it's another dangerous part of the lift, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes it more complicated.
Yes, it does. With slings, I've obviously some people call them strops.
Yeah.
I mean, to me they're a sling, but there you go. You can have a tighter, firmer hold on the piece of equipment.
It'll grip that nicely with those. Look at the width of those, what we call boat slings. Yeah. It'll grip that load really nicely. And we worked out from the diameter, 1.8 metre diameter, using Pythagoras, gives us the circumference, so we know we've got the right slings, and everything will be okay.
Just before you go, thanks for that. Give us your full name and the company you work for.
My name is James Blaymeyer, and I'm here on behalf of Spowage Cranes.
Thank you very much.
And we're fully in compliance with Lola new regulations and BS 7121 safe use of cranes.
Thank you very much for your time. Cheers.
Sorry, you couldn't get us one of the short ladders out of the containers there?
Yeah, surely.
Yeah, just to have a check inside of them.
The first job is toilet, or are we doing wheels?
I don't know, doing the wheels by the look of it over there.
And if you get close to it,
Are we lifting the wheels first?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Where are you putting them then?
I know he's very well. Yeah. He's paid. He's paid. Yeah.
Yeah, not done. What sounds you love?
What's that? That'll be fine. Everyone likes it.
Right, not doing it.
Yes. When you're really young lady, why don't you want to be on camera? Because you never want to be on camera. It's to get the. What I try to do is get everybody's input. You know, to make a whole video, you've got to have each piece of everything. When you'll see this come out on the channel, you want to see that. You know.
Al, watch that don't snag. That's it.
I am already here. So I've got one under the firebox. In front of him bolt. Yeah, you're right. Right, so you want to be there, are you, on that one?
You ask him if he wants to move that strop onto the bracing of the boiler, not on that single skin bit. You know what I mean?
It depends on the centre of gravity up there. I think the centre of gravity is more that way now, you see? Alright, Ken. Keep him up there, right?
So as you can see, the boiler lift has been successful. So what we're doing now, we're just lowering her down onto the sleepers, which will allow us to then get inside the boiler and start restoration. But it also means now that we're going to be able to see the inside of the frames of self-threading for the first time in many, many years. The last time that the boiler was lifted, it was around about 1960. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what we find, but we're very impressed so far.
Right guys, your final thoughts.
Well, as you can see, we've now lifted the boiler, we've now got the boiler secure onto the ground. This just allows us now to start work on it.
Yep.
This is the start of bringing a steam locomotive back to life. And as I've said many times before, these steam locomotives are not just named engines. This locomotive is named Sir Frederick Pyle. It's a Battle of Britain class Pacific, and it's a living war memorial. And this is what we can do now, is to bring this locomotive back to life and pay tribute to all those lads who helped us during 1940. And that we're very proud to do so.
Fantastic. Peter, just before you go, tell us your full name again of the society.
Peter Spowage, and it's Southern Locomotives Limited, and we do have a website. If you'd like to have a look at it, you're more than welcome.
Thank you very much. Now the lift controller of the day is
Jim Blaymire, on behalf of Savage Cranes. We came here today. We previously looked at this job to assess what we needed to carry out the lift, and today everything went smoothly. We're pleased to be a part of this operation, lifting the boiler from point A to point B safely and effectively, and putting it down for these lads so they can continue their work.
And of course you'll be back to do the lifting back.
Hopefully we will be back to carry out more lifting operations.
Fantastic. Tell us your full name and your company again.
Jim Blaymire on behalf of Savage Cranes.
And you obviously got cousins.
Yeah, we rehired this crane because we needed a larger crane, this sort of capacity, to lift that item at that radius. It's all about weight and radius. So we worked it all out on paper and turned up today to carry out the lift.
Fantastic, thank you. And lastly, my camera operator of the day. Tell us your name.
I'm Dean from Southern Locomotives, and I'm very impressed with the whole efficiency of the lift. It's gone really well, and yeah, we'll be using them again. Thank you very much.
And thank you for standing in while I was playing with the drone, and you can play with your cameras.
No problem.
Thanks guys, I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, here we are. Part 2 of the video. You've seen the lift now, you've spoken to the chaps that's doing it, and Peter obviously the man in charge down here. I do appreciate all these guys giving their information and their work ethic and everything else, and of course I like to thank him on behalf of myself, Dino, who's done the photography for me today, and we'll be back shortly. Don't forget, if you haven't liked the video already, give it a thumbs up for me. I do appreciate it. It helps the channel out no end. And if you haven't already, think about subscribing. It doesn't cost you a penny, and you know, we can do all this sort of thing again. With Dino behind the camera, it's better than me anyway. Anyway, thanks for coming along. Cheerio for now.